Welcome to the Live Full, Work Fun podcast. This is the show to encourage you to live your life to the fullest and do fun work that fuels your lifestyle. Hi, I'm your host, Gayla Scrivener. Every week, you'll be introduced to amazing guests, useful resources, and inspirational stories. You'll discover opportunities and perspectives to shape your version of living full and working fun. Hi there, and welcome to the Live Full, Work Fun podcast. This is the season where we're exploring the theme, Don't Let the Start Stop You. It's a powerful reminder that while beginnings can be daunting, they're also the gateway to growth, success, and happiness. Throughout this season, we are discussing how to push through those initial difficulties and take that important first step towards your big goals, even when it feels overwhelming. I'm Gayla Scrivener, and I wanted to hop in here all by myself today and let you know that things are changing with the show, changing with my business, and most likely changing a little bit with my lifestyle. This season has been all about Don't Let the Start Stop You. And it's a little catchphrase that I've been saying for years. And when I happened to say the phrase to Fran one day a few years ago, it really resonated with her. It resonated with her so much that she suggested that we do a whole podcast season revolving around the saying. I like it too, really, and I never really thought much about it until Fran mentioned how much it resonated with her. And it's a saying that keeps me motivated in my mind. Don't let the start stop me. Don't let the start stop me. And it just to keep going. But also, I came to realize that I shouldn't let that saying get in the way of pausing to evaluate the why behind whatever it is that's stopping us. If you're a Live Full Work Fun subscriber, you've probably noticed that it's been a few weeks since we've posted an episode. If you've been a subscriber for any length of time, you probably already know that I tout the importance of consistency. So there's a little bit of a disconnect here, right? I'm not recording this episode to offer excuses or justification for stopping the podcast or not being consistent. I'm simply giving you an update and a little lesson I've learned about myself over the last few weeks that had led me to drop off producing this show. Now, Fran and I have been filling our days with big projects, both collaborative projects and some separate. These projects consume our time and our focus. Our brain space can only be filled so much. And it became a struggle for us to have that brain space to record together. And some of our planned recording times really turned out to be working meetings on collaborative projects, and those recording times turned into sessions that fueled each other up to get through some of these big projects. So our recordings became fewer and fewer. I realized also during this time that I acquired a bad case of the don't want tos. Now, how I view the don't want tos is that it's a symptom of letting the start stop me. It's a sign that something may be off or there's different pressing priorities. Here's the honest truth. I became a bit lost as to what I truly love in what I do for a living. Honestly, I question whether what I do for a living really matters in this whole big world, and wonder if working on a computer all day is what I really want and really enjoy. Pretty sure, though, I stepped into burnout mode. I needed some time to just let some things go and needed to muster up some brain space to do some self-reflection, some deep self-reflection. I felt like I lost my spark and needed to find it again. And here's what I've learned. It's okay to pause, and there is a better way to gain consistency. Sometimes the most productive thing that we can do in our business, in our life, is to stop producing, step back, and to ask questions. Ask ourselves, am I creating from inspiration or obligation? Does this still align with who I am and what I want? What rhythm would actually be sustainable for me? Consistency isn't about forcing yourself to show up when you have nothing genuine to say. Real consistency comes from creating systems and rhythms that support your energy, not drain it. I've always believed that when you live full and work fun, success follows. But you know what? I was working. Yeah, I was working behind the scenes, but I wasn't working fun. And I realized that life isn't always fun. But there was a misalignment, I could tell. And that misalignment showed up in the don't want tos. Now, I'm not going to be much longer here today. I just wanted to pop in and say thank you for continuing to listen and always being around to kind of hear me out. I wanted to let you know that Fran and I had recorded a couple of great episodes, several weeks ago, and I hadn't gotten around to the want tos to work them up, but I've re-listened to them and they are still really relevant. So over the next 2 weeks, those 2 episodes will publish. Next week covers the topic task paralysis. And oh my goodness, if we were talking about task paralysis those many weeks ago, I just realized how long that I have been in a state of overwhelm and frustration and just kind of doing some soul searching. Overwhelm and frustration, that's no way to live full and work fun. Not sustainably, but more on that journey in the coming weeks. So next week is about task paralysis. The following week, you'll hear my and Fran's conversation about disconnecting to recharge. Again, a very relevant topic. Then I'm going to hop in for the season finale and give you a heads up of what's next. Again, I appreciate you listening. And the irony is not lost on me that I let the start stop me and fell off in producing this podcast. But you know what? I'm very realistic. None of us are perfect. And my hope is that by me sharing my experiences and stories of my journey along the way, that will inspire you to not be so hard on yourself, that you're not alone, and to enjoy the moment and find ways where you can be you. Just be you. So here's my invitation to you this week. What in your business or life are you doing out of obligation rather than inspiration? Where have you been forcing consistency at the expense of authenticity? And what would it look like to give yourself permission to pause, reassess, and realign unapologetically? Sometimes the bravest thing we can do is to stop. The pause may be just what we need to get moving again. Well, until next week, live full, work fun.